Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
That's Mr. Citizen. For over 50 years now, the morning cup of coffee from the Nilagiri Hills has been enthralling the South Indian readers of daily news in English with a blend of wisecracks and witticisms by cartoonist B.V. Ramurthy through this cartoon character Mr. Citizen in the English Daily from Bangalore Deccan Herald regularly. With his daily front page political cartoons and Mr. Citizen Pocket Cartoon, Mr. Ramurthy is to the readers of daily news in Karnataka just as what a delightfully fragrant, rich and resplendent sandalwood carving is to the state of Karnataka and its rich heritage in South India. Nothing else can more aptly symbolize the tenderness and flavor so richly carried by the countless works of cartoonist Ramurthy, the unrivaled stalwart of political cartooning in South India, brilliantly shining from this Deccan Herald group of publications for about a half a century now. This Mr. Citizen, who greets a multitude of his fans through his witty daily feature, has an interesting story behind his evolution from the hand of Mr. Ramurthy.
You see, in the edition of Deccan Herald, you see the Nandi, the the bull, right in the front page, heading the page. Now, I was contemplating on this, and I was thinking, I must think of a living character who is a reader of Deccan Herald, who should be able to identify himself with something living in the newspaper. He should see himself there, what he is likely to react, how he is likely to react. He should see somebody else in print doing that every day. And nearly half a century ago, you can see these citizen-like characters everywhere in Bangalore, because that was more or less a tradition at that time, to be dressed in a dark coat with a salya, vastram on that, under his arm, going like that, and invariably a turban, a white turban, sometimes a laced turban, depending upon the man's status in society. And in the traditional Dasara, every year, this Dasara procession is incomplete without so many of the participants in the procession wearing this dress. The white pants, now I have converted into a dhoti in my citizen. But in reality, in Dasara, you find these people wearing white pants, dark coat, and a turban. So one day when I showed these sketches I had made of this character to the editor, he asked me, "Are you going to show this character every day?" I said, "Yes." He was quite apprehensive if it could sustain the reader's interest. I said, the variety of comments he makes on the subjects that are of interest to the common man should take care of the everyday interest in the column. That's how I started Mr. Citizen a good 50 years ago, and he is sustaining the reader's interest to today, till today. I am quite sure he will continue to do it.
Besides doing Mr. Citizen cartoon feature from his office desk every day, cartoonist Ramurthy has been a discreet and discerning commentator of current affairs through his editorial cartoons, which are unique and typical of his graphic style. He regularly contributes his one-cut editorial cartoons on the front page of his English daily, covering international, national, and regional political developments in a regular sequence. The best of them are indeed reason illustrated and enriched by humor. All through his career, Mr. Ramurthy has been enjoying the freedom of expression and ideas of liberty that enabled his unrivaled existence as a political cartoonist for such a long time. There are occasions where frank depiction of his views through his cartoons resulted in some flutter in the political arena of the state. Some of his political cartoons had sparked off heated debates on the floor of State Assembly that literally rocked the Vidhan Sautha a little for some time. Mr. Ramurthy recalls one such incident from his past.
Yes, I would like to recall one incident which happened quite a few years ago, many years ago, and there was a fresher in the House, in the Legislative Assembly, who was just nominated to the House. And the debate on that day in the House was about telecasting broadcasting the day's proceedings of the House on the radio, the subsequent day or the same evening or some such thing. And next day my citizen commented, "Why, what have they against the poor readers, poor listeners? Do they have to inflict themselves on listeners also?" something like that. Then that day, the proceedings shifted to commenting on the day's citizen. That particular member who started his career before he came to the house as a student leader, he was greatly upset. He thought that Murthy is trying to show us in a not a very flattering light to the people through his citizen. The comment the citizen has made is rather derogatory of what we are trying to achieve in the house. The whole thing is belittling us. That's what his contention was. Then I recall later on commenting on the debate. I don't know whether the chief minister at that time was one Devaraj Ars and the speaker. They consoled the member saying that you should not take it amiss like this. The whole idea of the cartoon was to convey things with a sense of humor, and we in the house should try and appreciate the humorous content in the cartoon and laugh it off. These are the words, laugh it off, more than taking it very seriously and discussing about it. Later on the other members also joined, and the whole burden of their speeches was this, that the members should cultivate a sense of humor. On that note, the debate ended.
Mr. B.V. Ramurthy, the unrivaled stalwart of cartooning in Karnataka, was born in 1930 to late Sri Giriyappa in Bangalore, the city of Bull Temple, pink palaces, and pleasant gardens. He was brought up and educated here before he took to cartooning as his career. He was married to Uma in 1958 and is blessed with a son and 2 daughters. His career as a cartoonist started with a weekly newspaper called Kiddy.
Those were the days we had just got our independence. The country had become independent, and the newspapers as such were still finding their way, finding their feet. And I began my career as cartoonist in a weekly newspaper called Kiddy, Spark, Kiddy. That was edited at that time by a person who was quite notorious as a journalist. This was sometime in 1952-53, I was also a student in the college. I was doing my final year BSc in St. Joseph's College, and as a hobby, I started drawing cartoons. And the editor of that particular weekly, called Mr. Seshappa, he discovered in me a potential cartoonist. Although I was doing ordinary pencil sketches and things, he thought that if a person could draw like this, then he has it within himself to be a cartoonist also. So that much he found out. And he encouraged me to make on the spot sketches by taking me to assembly and where the legislators used to meet. We never had Vidhana Saudha at that time. The assembly used to meet in the central secretariat, that is the red building opposite Vidhana Saudha. And I was there with Mr. Seshappa on the day when Hanumantaya was sworn in as Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mysore, along with about 3 or 4 ministers, And on the spot, I used to make rough sketches of the visitors and this. And he published my cartoons in the weekly. And they became instant success because cartooning was something new. Seeing their respected leaders in a cartoon in a funny sort of way gave a bit of a thrill to the readers perhaps. And so they immediately took to cartoons in a big way, just like pictures of film stars. These politicians being shown in caricatures excited their interest.
The caricatures of famous personalities magically take their shapes in the free flowing lines of Mr. Ramurthy effortlessly. He expects one to have certain essential features to draw a caricature successfully.
I said he must have a very keen sense of observation and he must have what is called a photographic memory. Whatever he has observed, he must be able to remember and transfer them onto paper. All the features which he remembered, he should be able to represent them on paper. From memory to a drawn picture is the difference. Many people may not be able to realize what they have in their mind on the paper, So this comes after a long, long practice. So this keen sense of observation itself is a long process. And added to that, he must have this ability to draw and show it on paper. These two are very essential.
The amazing speed at which he drives his pen proves his point so effectively. That is the mark of perfection in this living master. These publications, called Sudha and Mayura from Deccan Herald Group, keep on giving a wide scope to cartoonist Ramurthy to explore his skills in illustrating short stories and other features regularly. Truly, Cartoonist Ramurthy is a multifaceted glittering artist and a gifted painter too. He created a series of colorful portraits of different personalities in their very different modes. He painted still life as well as abstract artworks colorfully. Legendary Cubism artist Pablo Picasso's paintings had influenced him to some extent in most of his works in color. His family members feel proud to be related to him for his versatile talents and coveted achievements.
They are my parents. I'm proud to be their daughter, but none of us have taken up his talent of drawing. The next generation may be my brother's son. He does a little bit of drawing. He'll pick up something, and in the future he might draw something.
Mr. B.V. Ramurthy enjoys to give cartoon demonstrations and one-man shows to inspire young cartoonists and artists occasionally. He is honored by the Karnataka state government for his meritorious contributions to the field of art and cartooning. There is no end to the sequence of prestigious honors and awards he kept on receiving regularly. Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad Bangalore, a premier body to promote art and culture in the state, has richly honored cartoonist B.V. Ramurthy appropriately by unanimously electing him as its proud-worthy president. The Information and Public Relations Department of Government of Karnataka, jointly with the Karnataka Cartoonists Association, has honored Mr. B.V. Ramurthy with the Lifetime Achievement Award in the year 1998. Finally, this veteran cartoonist of international standard firmly believes that it is the quality that really matters and not the quantity in cartooning.
That should be so because, for instance, I say this subject of terrorism, which is holding our attention right now. Now, the international efforts to curb terrorism has been going on for quite some time, led by a superpower. Now, this is the core of the cartoon. Now, how many cartoons can you draw having this as the core? It just cannot be more than one, or at the most two. Then not only the subject becomes a bit of a drag, you will have nothing more to say about the subject. So, in such cases, it is better to have fewer cartoons than a number of them which say very little. So, I believe in having about 3 well thought out cartoons in a week.